is ending. Everyone is gone. We got to keep on living. So we sleep through the night with the loaded gun.
Welcome to Scary Times. I'm your host, John Ferris. Scary Times is brought to you by STZ Media and Entertainment and Dead, Buried, and Back. Joining me today is my co-host, Chrissy Notes.
AKA Little Firecracker.
We're going to be discussing the previous episode of The Walking Dead, talking about tonight's season finale, and of course, what's new in world of horror entertainment. Chrissy, let's jump right into last week's episode of The Walking Dead.
Let's.
What was your favorite scenes?
My favorite ones had to be Glenn in the tunnel. The fact that he was not going to let anything stop him, and even though you could hear the zombies on the other side, he wouldn't take the extra time because he knew he was that close. And then when they get in there, of course, there's the collapse, zombies everywhere, and now he's got to make another choice. Do we turn back? Do we waste the time, or do we keep going forward? And of course, it being Glenn, he had to keep pushing forward.
See, I actually thought when they got to that situation, like, uh-oh, what are they going to do? The zombies are around him. He said he doesn't have enough ammo. I thought, oh, maybe here it is. They're going to off themselves. Maybe, maybe not. But then, of course, in came
Maggie and everyone at the rescue, Sasha, Bob, and other people they've been with, everyone was there, and they managed to get saved and be reunited.
which was neat. Hail of gunfire, down go the zombies. And then, of course, we had the symbolic gesture where he burns the picture of Maggie.
He did, because Maggie was saying, you're never going to have to look at a picture again, because I'm always going to be there for you. So hopefully that doesn't allude to anything.
Yeah,
I hope not.
A little foreshadowing there. What about Daryl?
Daryl learned a hard lesson this episode.
What lesson was that?
Claimed. All you had to do was claim stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely claimed.
Probably would have saved that poor guy.
Oh, well. No, he made some bad choices.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm not a fan of any of that team. And then the fact that it's going to lead into tonight's finale with them versing off Rick.
Now, do you think everybody's going to make it to the Terminus? All the groups are going to make it to Terminus. Speaking of tonight's season finale.
I think they're all going to make it because that's going to make for such an epic battle is for them all to come together and it still be chaos. Because there is no joyous reunions of everybody. Something's going to happen. Something's going to go down. There's too much speculation for this to be a nice, happy reunion in this nice little town. No.
Robert Kirkman's been quoted saying that it's going to be a very bloody, explosive, surprise type ending. The other cast members, of course, aren't letting on to anything.
Nope.
Who do you think is going to die? We know somebody's going to die in the season finale tonight. Who do you think is going to die?
My vote, I know, is going to be Rick. If it's going to be as big and as bloody as I think it's going to be Rick, that would make for the biggest shocker. But also, I mean, there's something wrong about this town. No one's that friendly. No one's that nice. And just the way they ended this week's episode, no.
Well, if you follow the comic and stuff, it kind of throws you off a little bit. My prediction, however, is Glenn. A lot of people think it's Glenn. I mean, there's some rumors floating around, but I'm also of the mind that it's going to be more than one. I believe there may be more than one death, which of course doesn't include Beth. I think we're going to see Beth again at some point. I just don't believe she's dead.
That wouldn't be a good enough cliffhanger to leave it off with us not seeing her, so I think she's going to show up in the city. Because considering how close everyone is to this city for the people that kidnapped her, that had to have been where they were heading. That's my guess.
Well, again, everything on the show is timing.
Right.
Oh, speaking of timing, where's Stan? Stan was supposed to drop by and show us his new comic book.
I know, we were excited for that.
Maybe we should check in on Stan and see where Stan's at. let's talk about what's going on in the world of horror entertainment. Right now, it's the word spreading about Georgia Film Commission and how big the TV industry and film industry is here in Georgia. A couple of weeks ago, I read something that Louisiana, everybody's going over there, but apparently now Georgia's #1, which is really no surprise.
No, we weren't giving up that spot.
Absolutely not. We've got The Walking Dead, we've got The Vampire Diaries, we have the originals. They're always shooting major movies here with a 30% tax break. I mean,
Plus Pinewood, so.
and then Pinewood, absolutely. It's actually no surprise for those that are in the industry here. Also, The Last of Us, for you gaming fans out there, is headed to PS4. So, and it's supposed to have enhanced graphics and so forth. It's one of those things, the rumors are starting to become more true as they go along. If you guys have played The Last of Us, it's on PS3 currently. Great video game, zombie video game, and it's getting very high ratings.
Which is why they're making the movie.
Exactly. Obviously, love that. And then we're going to talk about Death Cologne. Death Cologne. Have y'all heard about Death Cologne? There's a doctor, Dr. Rachel Burke, out of Nebraska. She came up with this microbiology to create a cologne that smells like dead people, like cadavers. And it's just, it takes so millions and billions of parts of it, so it doesn't take a lot of it to make you smell like a dead person. Supposedly, it's going to help you when the zombie apocalypse comes around.
You can be masked and hidden. And in the meantime, you can have people leave you alone.
That's it.
Have a nice barrier around you.
Exactly. Kind of like a bug repellent, a zombie repellent, but without all the gore. You don't need to gore yourself up and have blood all over you. So kind of a neat concept.
But especially for all the zombie fans out there, everyone that likes to dress up like a zombie, now you can smell like a zombie.
Absolutely. Just looking forward to that. And in Atlanta, we have a couple of events going on, but I'd like to talk about Biter Bash first. Biter Bash is a one-day event which is focusing on actors and actresses, not just former Walking Dead zombies, but there are other TV personalities, and it's about the community coming together and helping each other out and talking more about the industry. So that's going to be kind of neat.
A lot of good insight.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's being held in Alpharetta. You can find more information on biterbash.com about the one-day event. And our very own Stan the Zombie is a guest celebrity at the event, so that's going to be kind of neat.
And what day is that again?
That Biter Bash is going to be, let me double check, they've changed a date on
It is in June,
on the
though,
Biter
right?
Bash, but yes, it is
So
in
it's
June.
going to come in June.
It is coming in June. And as the event's growing, obviously there's more people getting on board, so that's really exciting. And speaking of Stan, we really need to check back in on Stan and see what Stan's up to.
We do. Let's see.
Oh boy, yeah, Stan's in trouble there. Stan, I don't know if you should be looking under the hood and touching that stuff. Stan, no.
That might still be hot.
Stan, yeah, no, Stan, no, don't take the oil filter out. Stan, don't, no.
Does he even know anything about car?
I don't think so.
Stan, that's the battery.
No.
That needs to stay.
Keep the battery in there. And that was the oil filter you threw on the ground, Stan, the air filter. Stan, those make the car... Is he even listening? I don't think he's...
I don't know.
Oh boy, yeah, he's gonna have a real tough time getting that car running
All
again.
right, so we're gonna get some roadside assistance on deck to go help Stan.
Yeah, doesn't look like Stan's gonna make it. Stan, be careful you don't hurt yourself out there. Yeah, all right, Stan. All right.
That's a lot of smoke.
Yeah, right. All right, we'll check back with you, Stan. You be careful now.
Hang in there.
All right. Wow, he's got some problems going
Yeah,
on over
well,
there.
hopefully he makes it at some point into the show. So.
Wow. Yeah, I'd really like to talk to him a little more about his comic book. Let's talk about Grimm.
Okay, so let's get into last week's episode of Grimm. Now, this one was really cool. I think this season they're trying a lot to just show some different real-life scenarios that our Besson are in. So this time we are at a Besson carnival. So for anyone that's ever seen a freak show with like Wolfman or anyone, it may have actually been a Besson. So Nick and Hank are investigating a murder. And basically, they find out what happens when you're forced to shift and shift and shift when you're a Besson. So, very cool episode, very cool scenery, and very nice storyline.
Awesome. For all those Grimm fans out there.
Exactly. It's a really great episode.
Grimm, love it. Getting back to some news topics we were talking about before. Stan's zombie comic.
Yes.
Definitely want to plug Stan's zombie comic, even though obviously he's probably not going to make it at this point.
So we're going to help him out a little bit, at least with this, because I don't know anything about cars, so I can't help with
that's
that
fine.
one.
That would be fair enough. So let's talk about his comic. Stan the Zombie's comic He's taken a segment from his movie short and put it in the comic. It doesn't talk about how he's become a zombie yet, but the 28-page comic will kind of give everybody an insight to a little more about the movie and stuff
So
like
is
that.
it dropping everyone in kind of in the middle?
Yes, it's more or less a little bit toward, I'd say, toward the middle of the comic.
Okay.
It's really a really neat comic. As a matter of fact, speaking of comics, it's got a very limited production on it right now. We're hoping to have the book out by May 3rd by Free Comic Book Day. It looks like we're on target for that. In addition, I understand Stan has sold about 140, or has about 140 left of his comic book. He's autographing them. So I don't know how that's going to look. It is across it, but he's autographed.
It's a blood smear.
That's it, just a blood streak across the comic. It's Stan's handprint. Blah. But those are going like hotcakes. So there's pre-sales on those right now. You can go to his website and find out about.
And what's the website?
comic.
A link for
Stan the
everyone?
Zombie. You can go to stanthezombie.com, or you can find him on Facebook. And then there's links there to take it. I'm not sure the exact link. We've posted on Dead, Buried, and Back, but there is a link that you can go to directly to order your comic book, and they are going fast. So that's kind of neat. And then the other thing I guess we need to talk about is the Michon Gemworks. Real big fan of Michon Gemworks. They're the ones who designed this beautiful bullet jewelry, which you have complimented on before.
I have. I have my own bullet. I have a gold one.
There you go.
It's very nice.
They make earrings, all sorts of necklaces, so they have a really, really good time. Speaking of good times, let's do one more quick check-in with Stan and see how
See if
he's
he's
doing.
gonna make it today.
Let's see if Stan's gonna make. Oh, he's hitchhiking. Yes, looks like Stan's given up there, and wow.
He's still trying to make it, but obviously the car is deader than he is, so.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna. Oh man, look at all these cars passing. Doesn't look like anybody
I
wants
don't
to stop.
think people would want to pick him up. I wouldn't pick
Oh,
him up.
that's not right. Somebody's got to stop and want to help. Oh, look, somebody's stopping. All right, Stan's saved. Somebody's stopping to pick him up. This ought to be interesting. Well, we wish him the best. Stan, hope to see you
And the people
soon.
that picked him up,
Yeah, wow. Oh, they're in for a shock.
they are.
And now I'd like to introduce our special guest today, Chad Wood from Nightmare's Gate. Chad, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, John.
What's going on, Chad?
Hey, well, I'm here basically today to let you guys know of a special event I've got coming up. It's called Operation Zombie Drop. It's a charity event that we basically had come up with a simple concept of just going skydiving. A friend of mine from another haunted house, us local haunters trying to get crazy this year, and we're all trying to network. This is what we do. We want to play around with each other. We network. We try to get out with one another because what we do is not competition. We love each other so very much. We wanted just to go do skydiving event this year. Just a couple of guys wanting to do something nuts. And it came up as the idea is I wanted to go out and skydive as a zombie. Something crazy. And he was like, hey, that would be a cool thing. So we tried to get a couple people to go up about it. And I'll be doggone if the whole thing didn't just blow up on us. And we were like, we had, 20 people that were saying, yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really fun. Well, we had more than a generous response on this thing that it came up that we were like, hey, why don't we do it as a charity event? So my good friend Chad Polk had actually come to me and said, I have a friend that has a disorder, and we could probably do this and help raise some awareness, raise some funds for helping them get a cure for this thing, because right now there is no cure for it. It's called Charcot-Marie-Tooth. It's a
Say that one more time.
Charcot-Marie-Tooth.
Charcot-Marie-Tooth.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's they commonly call it CMT. We've got it all over our pages. It's all over our website at www.operationzombiedrop.com, and we also have the event page on my Facebook page, whatever. But what it basically is a muscular neuropathy, motor sensory neuropathy, and it is affected almost 3 million people worldwide. It's an inherited disorder which creates a lot of problems for the motor sensories for your arms, your legs, all your sensory neuropathies and everything. Now, The woman that we're going to have as our special guest, she has been bound to a wheelchair. She's an amazing artist. She doesn't let this disorder beat her. This is one of the reasons why we had wanted to pick her up. She is ecstatic that we're going to be doing a zombie skydive event for her and this association. These guys are so awesome at what they do, and they're wanting so much help. We're just lucky enough to be able to give them a hand. We'll be doing our event at Skydive Georgia out in Cedartown on June 14th, which we can have, right now we have about, I think it's about 115 people signed up on Facebook alone. We've got almost 35 people that are jumping right now. We've got a bunch
So 35 zombies are going to be made up and jump out of a plane all at once, or?
Well, it won't be all at once. We're going to split them up into different times. And what we're planning on doing is trying to get different groups to go at different times. We've got Monster Energy that's going to be out there. We've got film crews that are going to be out there. 11 Alive is going to be out there. We've got a bunch of different events that we're going to be doing to try to get this thing sponsored up and try to get the word out about it. We're looking to raise probably about $1,500 to help out sponsoring this event. Every bit of our proceeds are going to go straight to it, straight to CMTA, just because, you know, our haunt industry is all about the community. They only think about us once a year, you know, during Halloween season, but we want to give back to the community that's given us so much inspiration and so much help and support. This way we can give back to them, and it'll be something that we can keep going on year round.
That's awesome. I mean,
So, if you're wanting to come out and just watch and participate, what all do you need to do?
Come out and watch and participate.
Like, are we going for donations?
Well, actually, you can donate if you want to. We've got our website designated just for donations and whatnot. We also are looking for maybe like a $2 head charge when you come out. There'll be different makeup artists from different area haunts that we've got coming out. There'll be some of our artists from Nightmares Gate. There'll be artists from Chambers of Horror. There'll be artists from all kinds of different places that we've got, and we've got a couple of indie movie artists that are going to be coming out as well. We're looking at some really cool things that I can't give away yet until I can get some really good confirmation on it. But we're looking at some really cool things, and this is
awesome.
Really going to pick it up.
So this is an all-day deal, an all-day event. It's not just for a couple hours or whatever.
No, sir. It will go all day. It'll go from like 9:30 until about 6 or 7 o'clock at night. We're looking at music. We're looking at Monster Energy giveaways. We're looking at raffle prizes. We're looking at all kinds of cool stuff. If you want to come out and participate, you can come out and get dressed up as a zombie if you wanted to. You know how we like to roll. You can come out and quite possibly what we're doing is we're working on trying to get people to come out and register the day of if they want to. If they're just, you know, happen to drive by, or if they happen to see it, they can drive by and come in, check it out, and if they want to participate, they can. And they may be able to get the special discount that we're getting, but I'm still working on that.
So the pre-registration people, they're going to get some goodies possibly.
We're looking at some packets that we're going to be getting away. We're working on getting all kinds of stuff together for our pre-registered. The event so far right now, as it stands, is once you sign up and you're a paid member, the actual jumpers will get we're looking at getting a specialized jumping T-shirt from a really cool T-shirt company that does specific T-shirts for the sky jumpers.
Awesome. Real quick, go ahead and plug again where these people can get this information from on Operation Zombie Drop.
OperationZombieDrop.com. That's where you can find all of our information about the event, about CMTA, and about where we're going.
Chad, thank you very
John,
much, man.
thank you very much.
I look forward to it.
Awesome,
we're gonna have a blast.
You know it.
And it's June
14th.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
All right, Chrissy, why don't you wrap up our show for us today?
I am going to wrap it up real quick so we can head to Diesel Filling Station and get our seats for the season finale. And I'm going to claim every single chair there. See who stops me. All right, so coming out in theaters, we have Oculus, which is going to be April 11th, and that's looking to be a pretty good horror movie. So looking forward to that one. All right, and now, Chad, you want to help me close out the show?
Let's do it.
All right, ready? Stay scared!
The world is ending. Everyone is gone. We got to keep on living. So we sleep through the night with the load.